So I have almost got enough questions. Well, I do have enough questions right now to do a Q&A. I'm going to make this video solely on one question I was asked because I think this is an amazing question. All the questions I were asked, and let me rephrase that way it doesn't sound off-putting. All the questions I received was amazing. It's just this question was pretty detailed and pretty lengthy, and I think I can make a whole video out of it. That's the best way to put it. So I'm going to answer that here. And this is why I advise you not to take yourself and reality seriously, and what I mean by that. But before I get into that, I want you guys to notice, if you've not, I have changed everything on my channel. This channel is no longer called Blake the Reaper. It is called Advice from You. I have changed everything about it. So I think it was time to break out of the Blake the Reaper and move into something better. So, if you guys enjoy the new look, the new name, the new branding, let me know. I appreciate that. And also, ask some more questions. Just because I have received enough questions to make a video does not mean that I do not want more circulating in so I can continuously make Q&A videos. That's something I want to do like once a month, maybe, at least. So let me read this question. It's a pretty lengthy question. I'm going to read it completely. This is from Rounded Edges. Hey Blake, in an upcoming video, could you please elaborate on your view that this is not serious? I can't help but feeling in my core that this is indeed very serious, to the degree of believing that the future of humanity rests upon an evolution of the collective consciousness. To me, this is what Plato meant when saying that it is the duty of those who have escaped the cave and seen the light not to stay basking in it. It's kind of similar to Buddha. Not to stay basking in it, but to return to the cave and bring the light with them. And that is exactly what we need to do. But I'll explain what I mean by don't take it seriously. This is what we need to do, by the way. Exactly what we need to do. Okay. Do not stay basking in it, but return to the cave to bring the light with them. It is not the responsibility of those who have woken up to try to bring the positive change in the world of humanity by teaching these lessons. It is our responsibility to bring light to humanity by teaching these lessons. It is our responsibility. This is something we're going to do. This is something we're doing as we currently speak. Just don't take it too seriously. Should that responsibility be taken? Should it not be taken seriously? It should be taken seriously, but not too seriously. And I'll elaborate further what I mean by not trying too hard and not taking it too seriously. Some of us, for whatever reason, have been able to escape the cave and see the light. We are lucky. I wouldn't call it luck, but yes, comparatively speaking, we're extremely lucky. Who knows why? Now we have a choice. Live in heaven outside the cave, independent of society, or go back. Bring the light back to the cave. Teach others, as you suggest we do. So, how does one do it without taking it seriously? Is that possible? Perhaps taking it seriously is just the wrong verbiage. Perhaps we can take our work to teach very serious while still realizing that we are just one life. We can only do so much. But we can do so much. I have seen it. Look at what one person, Bob Marley or Martin Luther King Jr. or Gandhi, for example, were able to manifest in this world. So there's still more to it, but I'm going to touch on this before I go further. I need to pick my words better, because you're right. Maybe I could have worded it better, not taking it that seriously, but I have no other way to describe to you the fact that if you try too hard, you take yourself, or you put so much pressure and responsibility on yourself, you're not going to be able to flourish or do any of this, because you're going to be mind fucking yourself constantly. Your mind will bully you if you do not get a grip on it. It is all mental. It is all mind. It literally is all mind. This reality is a mind. It is your mind. I am you talking to you. So is everyone else. So if you get it in your mind that this is the end all be all, you must save humanity, then you have already embarked upon a fool's journey, unfortunately. Humanity, listen to me very carefully, and this is my opinion, I could be wrong. Humanity does not need to be saved. The world does not need to be saved. We need to be saved from ourselves. So if you can go out here and teach these things and get people, spread the light to people, that is how we're going to evolve humanity. It's not by mind fucking yourself and thinking this is something incredibly serious. Let me revert to Alan Watts, something he said here. Man only suffers because he has taken what God made for fun seriously. Something to think about. I think that's very true words. Bob Marley, Martin Luther King, Gandhi, those are all great examples. You could point to the original Buddha or any other Buddha that came after him. You can point to Jesus. You can point to Krishna. These people all changed the world. Muhammad, they all changed the world. So I'm not saying I absolutely wholeheartedly believe one person can change the world. That's what we're going to do. But I'm just going to keep reading because I really need to pinpoint and go into what I mean by not taking it so seriously. Because I think this is a huge issue right now with certain people thinking that I'm saying just to fuck around and not do anything. So do your best and don't worry too much. Yes, exactly. Do the best you can do and don't worry. Just thoughts. Could really be enlightening to record a Zoom call as a video to discuss these things as well. Sometime I'd be open to doing a Zoom call with you anytime, or Skype, or anything of that nature. It would be fun just to talk with you about these topics. I will be the first to admit I haven't figured these things out, but I am trying desperately to find the way. I am supposed to do my part in this life. Wait, let me go back to that because there was something else I was wanting to touch on in here. So as opposed to basking in the light, now this is something that I am not telling you or anyone to just pretend the world is heaven and sit back and not do anything about it and just ignore things. I'm telling you to care for things. I'm telling you to put your love and avert your awareness to the issue and send care to it. Other than that, you getting fixated on stuff, you getting fixated on news, you getting fixated on politics, world events, you getting fixated on the fear-mongering negativity that is presented to you and focusing your energy on that and letting it consume you is nothing short of one of the biggest traps you can fall into here. Because I'll tell you the two biggest traps you can fall into in this reality. Beliefs and ideas is number one by a landslide. Number two is letting your mind convince you something is wrong and letting your mind convince you that there's something absolutely serious you need to accomplish here. That, I'm telling you. Some of you guys may not understand this at this point, but you will at a certain point be able to look back and be like, oh, I absolutely understand it now. That's just content. I'm getting caught in content. I'm getting distracted by content. I'm getting distracted by just negativity. And I'm getting distracted by fear. I'm getting distracted by division. And you're going to be miserable. So when I say don't take yourself, life, or this experience too seriously, I'm not telling you not to take it serious, and I'm not telling you not to try when I say don't try too hard. What I'm telling you is you have to find that balance between trying too hard, taking it super serious to where you're miserable and you're constantly effing up because you're putting so much pressure on yourself and you're in your mind about it so much that you have convinced yourself that all of humanity rests upon you, and you have convinced yourself that the world is burning around you in shambles because you pay attention to a very small percentage of world events. It's not good. It's not good at all. You are sending yourself to hell at that point. And if you can't change your perspective and see this, you're in for a very long, miserable process until you, because this is what's going to happen when you get stuck in that. Your higher self is going to torment you to death, make you suffer even more to the point that you snap out of it, because that's how it's done. That is exactly how it's done. So and I'm not really saying this towards you. There's someone else I'm having a disagreement with at this time, and I'll just be brutally honest. It's because I think they're a complete charlatan and a manipulator and trying to take advantage of people. But this is similar. So if it seems like I'm having a tone or something, it's not towards you, because this is a brilliant question, and you are right. This is something people need to see, is the difference in taking it super serious, trying way too hard, and just doing your best, going with the flow, and being an example. So what would I suggest you do to spread this light? So I would suggest you get your mind to a point where you actually understand and know what you're talking about. I would get your mind to a point where you are free. I would get your mind to a point to where you are bulletproof, basically. And then I would go out here and do good and kind deeds and spread positivity in the world and be an example. If you have a YouTube channel, I would suggest you also make YouTube videos and put them out. There's multiple things you can do. You can go volunteer. For an example, I work at the Boys and Girls Club. I do a lot of work with kids, with parents in the community. I'm also a substitute teacher for Scott County schools around here. I'm also, there's multiple things you can do to spread this light without focusing on the negative and trying to bring attention to the negative. It's just, it defeats the whole purpose if you're just running around talking about, woe is me, the world's crumbling down around me, and everything's horrible and wrong, pay attention to this. You're defeating the whole purpose of it. So I hope that answered the question good. And again, I can't express enough how if I got a tone at a certain point in this video, it absolutely was not to you, brother. It was a great video. It's just this correlated with a slight disagreement I had with someone that I just keep getting disappointed, unfortunately, in this line of work, because I keep meeting people and talking to them and thinking they actually understand what they're talking about, only to later on down the road realize they're complete charlatans, unfortunately. So, but I got your number. I'm going to text you, brother. I hope this helped. I hope this helped anyone. If I did not paint the picture better for you, just please let me know, and I will try to reiterate it further, go deeper into it. It's a game of form and the play of life. I'm you talking to you. So is everyone else in this reality. I love you dearly and deeply. Seriously, dearly and deeply, I love you. This is not just words. You're lost. Wake the fuck up.